but just because you still feel broken doesn't mean you are. Hey guys, Jim Ellis here, the unemployed entrepreneur. Thanks again for visiting my YouTube channel, for watching my videos. Ask you again, if you haven't subscribed or liked or shared or anything like that, please do that. Click that subscribe button, click the bell so you and click all so you can get notification every time I put out a new video. Most of you know that my chosen area of profession is music. You know, I've been a music minister large portion of my life, been a performer another large portion of my life. Those two have kind of overlapped with each other. Enjoy, musicals, Broadway style, church musicals, all that. Enjoy it all. I've also been a songwriter. I started actually writing songs back when I was a junior in high school, my first song. And it wasn't a great song, but it had a good message. And I think if I took time, I could probably, sing it again, but I'm not going to right now. So just recently, actually, let me back up and say a little less than 6 or so weeks ago, I was searching Facebook, looking for jobs, just looking, ran across a studio looking for, I forget exactly what they were looking for, but something to do with the technical side of recording, kind of like the program you see behind me. That's Studio One. The one they use is Logic. I still haven't taken the time to look at that. I need to do that. Sorry, Melissa. But if it's anything like this, it's a piece of cake. So I ran across this person and I sent them a resume and said, said to myself, and probably nothing going to come of this. She contacted me, I think, within 48 hours. And we were on the phone less than a day after that, I think. So it was quite interesting. And we have an ongoing relationship now. I'm in with her and some of her other students and learning and growing. And she had a program called Broken to Chosen, which gave me a little bit of an inspiration for a song, and I wrote some stuff down. And actually, for the first time ever, I did a technique that I don't even know what the technique is known for, but what you do is you put basically like the subject that you want in the middle of the page, and then you start writing words that have to do with that subject, that describe that. I don't know. If egg is in the middle, you start doing white, tasty, fragile, just things that describe it. And that's kind of what I did, only I did it on my phone in a notes application. So I kind of went chosen. That's what I did. Broken, words that went with it. Chosen, words with, I don't have the thing in front of me, sorry. Words with it. And I slowly started putting something together. Well, it did what it always did. And I mentioned, I actually did this song that I'm talking about as a live video today, which by the time you get it will be yesterday. But and I mentioned in there that I haven't written what I consider to be a good song in a decade. Thank God that's changed. In my opinion, I think this is a great song. Again, it's my opinion, but that's what counts right now. I hope there are other people who will like it too. I hope there are other people that will be blessed by it and that God will speak to them through it. But where I'm going with this is that I finally wrote a song that I think is good, that I believe the Lord gave me. And this is a whole part of the whole unemployed entrepreneur thing. I'm not making any money as a musician, hence the unemployed part. But I need to continue moving forward, even if it feels like nothing's working. It's been 10 years since I wrote what I consider to be a good song. And the one I wrote 10 years ago, I'm in the process of revamping that one too, to try to get it on radio play. I guess what I'm getting at today is you may be broken. There are two definitions that came off the top of my head about being broken. One, of course, relates to horses. If you're into horses at all, you know that a wild horse has to be broken before it can be used. And the amazing part about that, when you think of the word picture it creates, when a horse is broken is when it is the most usable. If you're out there being wild, doing stupid things, making mistakes, not listening to God, it's time to get broken. But here's the beautiful part of it, is once he breaks you, he fixes you. I was in a counseling session with my wife a few years ago, and I've got to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed with this counselor because she was a Christian, and I made the comment about something having to be fixed. And she went, well, let's not say fix because that implies that we're broken. And I'm thinking, hello, I am broken. I have fallen flat upon the rock of ages and I am shattered in pieces. But that was the key right there. You got to be broken on the rock of ages. Don't let yourself get shattered. I mean, you can be shattered by whatever goes on around you, but find yourself at the feet of Jesus. This isn't supposed to be a preaching channel. I'm sorry I'm doing that if that offends you. But I'm not sorry because it's the truth. I've been broken over the last decade or so, and specifically over the last couple of years. I've done stupid things. I've made dumb mistakes. And I've gone through the motions, as Matthew West likes to sing about, going through the motions. I don't want to just go through the motions. I don't want to live one more day. Sorry, the words. I don't want to just go through the motions. But here's the thing. I thought I was broken. I really did. I'm still fighting it. Even today, I mentioned it in the song too, that while I know, and I'm starting to know that I am no longer broken, I still feel broken sometimes. So if you're with me on that, just give me a little shout out, hit the thumb, hit the like button. You know what I'm talking about. But just because you still feel broken doesn't mean you are. It means God is mending you. That's what this song is about, and I'm grateful for it. I'm going to play a little taste if I can. I'm going to try to insert some feels, if you will, of how the song is going to sound when it's recorded, like it is behind me there. But the recording I did yesterday, I'm going to also either put that whole thing in or a portion of that in as well, so that you can see it live. I did a live version just on the guitar. I'm not a great guitarist, but there are just some points. Okay, I need to say this too. If you're at all into praise and worship music at all, there are sometimes, there's a differentiation sometimes between songs that are storytelling songs, like what you'd hear on the radio is just, how do I word it other than to say that's a great song, but it's really not one I could worship in church to. A lot of songs are going that way, able to worship in church, and I love that. But there are some songs that, man, I just love to sing. There's one, I'm trying to think of something that's modern today that would help you to understand what I'm talking about. But I can think of a lot from 10, 20, 30 years ago that are songs that you would just sing. They're encouraging songs, stuff by Petra and Whiteheart and Resurrection Band and Mylon Lefevre and Broken Heart and even Steve Taylor and, all those other, second chapter of Acts, all that stuff back then. And there are even some things today, like by Seventh Day Slumber and who's that other one that my daughter loves so much? Come on. They sing the song Anchor. I don't know why. Skillet. Most of their songs are not what I would, you wouldn't take them and put them in a church setting. This song kind of starts out that way, in my opinion. Not that it's a Skillet song or anything like that. I'm just saying it starts off as kind of a storytelling song, telling you what I'd been through. And then it morphs into, for lack of a better term, a hardcore praise and worship song. It's a simple 3 short lines and a tag for the chorus. No longer broken, no longer broken, no longer broken. You made me whole. That's the hook. And I probably broke the rules because I didn't give you the hook until basically the end of the song. But it just, by the time you get to that part of this, by the time I get to that part of the song, I can't stop. I don't want to stop singing it. I hope it affects you the same way. Now, what I also want to talk to you about is that a few weeks back, I was on one of my Facebook pages about songwriting, and one gal asked, or I forget if it was a gal, but there was a person who asked what it took to write good songs, and a gal responded with, "You have your heart broken." And I responded to her, man, that's what killed my songwriting. The reason that I haven't written in so long is about, 17 years ago, I left a church under bad circumstances. I will tell you that just the week after Easter, that pastor called me 17 years later and apologized. I thought I'd forgiven him. I mean, I did forgive him, and that's not an issue, and if you're seeing this, you know who you are, and I love you, and I thank you for calling, and I'm glad we're staying in touch now. But I say all that because it made me think of, in relation to making this video, it made me think of I Can Only Imagine. Not the song, the movie. And this scene says it so much better than I can.
Let me ask you something, Bart. What are you running from?
My dad. He
beat you, didn't he? You ain't got no poker face, kid.
and I carry that. I have to live with that, you know? I always will.
Then write about it. Stop running from it. Let that pain become your inspiration. And then you'll have something that people can believe in. But to do that, you've got to face your fears, son.
He tells him to write from your pain. And I never could latch on to that. Well, this song does that. This is the first song, I think, in my entire life that I've ever really written because of my pain, because of the things I've gone through. And I hope some of this has spoken to you today. Because if you're broken, I mean, it's this quarantine thing going on. I mean, I can't imagine if any of you are sitting at home doing nothing, wallowing in the brokenness that you've experienced in the past, and all this is doing is magnifying you. Just realize you're not broken anymore. If you know Jesus and you've allowed him in, you're not broken anymore. My page, I never intended it to be a gospel preaching page, but it's okay to do that today. I'm going to do that and tell you the truth, that if you don't know Jesus, you need to give your life to Jesus and let that brokenness turn you into something better than you've ever been. Once I was broken, my life was shattered. I was wounded and full of pain. I'd been rejected, wanted by no one here. I thought I'd never feel love again. I was torn, bitter and angry. I lashed out at everyone I knew. My heart was raging, ashamed of who I was, until you came and made me new. No longer broken, no longer broken, no longer broken, 'cause you made me whole. I may still look broken, but I'm being mended. In the midst of the sorrow, there's still joy. Hey, I'm still hurting, but there's healing here. 'Cause you found me broken and made me whole. No longer broken, no longer broken, no longer broken. You made me whole. No longer broken, no longer broken, no longer broken. You made me whole. No longer will I sit here in defeat, 'cause you have come and made my life complete. No longer will I sit here in defeat, 'cause you have come and made my life complete. No longer broken, no longer broken, no longer broken. You made me whole, you made me whole. No longer broken, no longer broken, no longer broken. You made me whole one more time, yeah, you're longer broken. No, I'm no longer broken, I'm no longer broken, 'cause you made me whole. I know this seems totally out of place to say this after that, but just remember the unemployed part of unemployed entrepreneur is never permanent. God bless you. All right, guys, so instead of putting together a cheap, partial mix down that's not ready yet, I just figured I'd play what you can hear out of my speakers. This is in the middle of the third verse, and in my recording, I go from the third verse to the bridge and then to that powerful chorus at the end. So if you don't mind, I'll sing a little karaoke for you. By this time, the end of the video, you're probably tired of it anyway, but hope you like it. No longer will I sit here in defeat, 'cause you have come and made my life complete. No longer will I sit here and defeat. Still remember the words. 'Cause you have come and made my life complete. No longer broken, no longer broken, no longer broken. You made me whole, you made me whole. No longer broken, no longer broken, no longer broken. You made me whole. See you guys.